Differential low-cost access to productive inputs. Product inputs are any supplies used by a firm in conducting its business activities. For example, labor, capital, land, and raw materials. A firm that has differential low-cost access to one or more of these factors is likely to have lower economic costs compared to rivals. For example, an oil company with fields in Saudi Arabia compared to an oil company with fields in the North Sea. The cost of obtaining crude oil for the first firm is considerably less than the cost of obtaining crude oil for the second. North Sea drilling involves the construction of giant offshore drilling platforms, housing workers on floating cities, and transporting oil across an often stormy sea. Drilling in Saudi Arabia requires only the simplest drilling technologies because the oil is found relatively close to the surface. Even though it may be much less costly to drill for oil in Saudi than in North Sea, if it is very expensive to purchase the rights to drill in Saudi Arabia compared to the cost of the rights to drill in the North Sea, the potential cost advantages of drilling in Saudi Arabia can be lost. As with all sources of cost advantages, firms must be careful to weigh the cost of acquiring that advantage against the value of that advantage for the firm. However, other ways in which companies can achieve low operating costs is by paying low wages, renting offices and warehouses in low rent areas. They are also minimizing advertising costs and outsourcing. Organizing to implement cost leadership. Functional organizational structure is a structure used to implement all business level strategies a firm might pursue. Although this structure is modified when used to implement these different strategies, each of the major business functions is managed by what we call the functional manager. For example, if manufacturing, marketing, finance, accounting, and sales are all included within a functional organization, then a manufacturing manager leads that function. A marketing manager leads that function. A finance manager leads that function, and so forth. In a functional organizational structure, all these functional managers report to one person. This person has many different titles, including president, CEO, chair, or founder. However, for purposes of this discussion, this person will be called the Chief Executive Officer, or what we call the CEO. Responsibilities of the CEO in a functional organization. 1 is to formulate the strategy of the firm, and 2 is to coordinate the activities of the functional specialist in the firm to facilitate the implementation of the strategy. The CEO establishes the firm's mission and associated objectives, evaluates environmental threats and opportunities, understands the firm's strengths and weaknesses, and then chooses one or more of the business and corporate strategies. In the case of a cost leadership strategy, the application of the strategic management process must lead a CEO to conclude that the best chance for achieving a firm's mission is for that firm to adopt a cost leadership business level strategy. For example, compare two firms pursuing a cost leadership strategy. All but one of the first firm's functions, marketing, are aligned with this cost leadership strategy. All of the second firm's functions, including marketing, are aligned with this cost leadership strategy. Because marketing is not aligned with the first firm's cost leadership strategy, this firm is likely to advertise products that it does not sell. That is, this firm might advertise its products on the basis of their style and performance, but sell products that are reliable and inexpensive. A firm that markets products it does not actually sell is likely to disappoint its customers. In contrast, the second firm that has all of its functions, including marketing, aligned with its chosen strategy is more likely to advertise products it actually sells, and thus is less likely to disappoint its customers. In the long run, it seems reasonable to expect this second firm to outperform the first, at least with respect to implementing a cost leadership strategy. One of the best examples is the generic strategy of the McDonald's, wherein they minimizes their cost to offer products at low prices so that they can offer products that are relatively cheaper compared to their competitors.